a couple of folks. So Jim Barker is unable to be here today. His son is graduating from Virginia Tech, but certainly sends his best wishes. The scholarship being named after him, he tried really hard to wiggle out of that. He wanted it to be named after someone else, but Mike and Daniil insisted. And I'm going to have Mike give a little description of Jim and his background and why that was so important. Sam Lionberger III is the chair of our committee and is actually co-chair along with his father, Sam Lionberger II. Lionberger Construction has given back to this community and given back to this club in tremendous ways, and now Sam is serving as a leader on the scholarship fund to ensure that we reach our goals. And with that, Mike,
Thank you.
I'd like to turn it over to you.
Well, this is a wonderful day for my wife and I. I tell you, we started talking about this, and I get a little emotional over it. I got involved. I was a founding board member for this organization and the third board chair, and met Jim Barker, who wanted to volunteer to the Boys and Girls Club. And we ended up putting him on the board, and after I worked with him a few months, I ended up hiring him at Delta Dental as my top lieutenant, and I've told people it was the best personnel decision I ever made, because he's a very talented young man, very grounded, and he really did want to be here today. So he would do a better job with this. But when he and I we were working very closely together, of course, professionally, and we'd talk about the Boys and Girls Club. And many, many years ago, more than 10, he started talking to me about a scholarship fund. And I finally told him one day, I said, Jim, we don't have enough money in a checking account to pay the staff next month. We need to be raising money for operations, make sure the club is sustaining. But I never forgot his desire to have this fund. So Daniil and I started talking about it, and we really got excited about it. And so Michelle and Daniil and I and Jim had a Zoom call, and I told him what we were going to do, and I said, Jim, you wanted a scholarship fund, and Daniil and I are going to jumpstart it. And he got all excited. He says, wonderful. And I said, there is one caveat that you need to be aware of. He said, I don't like that when you start a conversation like that. And I said, well, it's going to be named after you. And he totally broke down. And then he said, I don't want it. I don't want that. And my bride said, Jim, it's not negotiable. The fund will be named after you. So, and we think it's a great marketing plan. He is such an inspiration. His father died when he was 2 years old. His mom was working 2 jobs. Where he has come from and what he has accomplished, we hope it will motivate other kids, and Jack's story will help motivate other kids also. So
Jim was a club member.
Yes, he was a club member, thank you, for many years in Bristol. So what have I missed? I don't think I have. I think I've talked enough, but again, we are so proud to be here. I want to thank CJ and Amanda for being here and volunteering their time to help grow this fund. And with that, Jack, would you like to say a few words?
So of course, thank all of you for just being here today. I know it's a bit last second, but it's just been such a wonderful opportunity. Not even just a scholarship. I mean, the Boys and Girls Club, I've been here for 6+ years working with them, whether I was a student or I even volunteered under Ms. Nash for 2 years. Yeah. It's just such a wonderful opportunity that they're able to create funds like this. They're able to create experiences, opportunities, pathways for these kids to grow and thrive. And I think it's even better when those kids are able to come back, like Michelle said, after 5-10 years and show how wonderful they've done. So I hope that with the opportunities given by the club, by the Jim Barker Foundation, that I'm able to come back and give those wonderful stories. And I wholeheartedly hope that I can come back and work with you all and help create, new funds, I want to be able to come back and help the community and the organization that's been able to help me so far in life.
Are we recording that? So we're going.
That's right.
Michelle's going future board
That's
member.
right, yeah.
But yeah, thank you all for everything.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Jack, would you like to introduce the special someone you brought with you?
I would say yes, I did bring my mom with me today. Funny enough, I'm moving to the city, but I still don't like driving in very congested areas. So she was willing to wake up in the morning with me and drive me up here. So a big thank you to her. She's been a big help throughout the past 7 years. Actually, plus, shouldn't say 7. But yeah, she's been great. Over the past 18, yeah, I'm 18.
Would you like to say a few words?
Very thankful for the opportunity. I know I had the opportunity to email Ms. Meadows just very briefly about our experience specific to Jack, which has been phenomenal. We live in a very rural area of Montgomery County, and there's not a lot of opportunities for our youth, and it's not uncommon once they enter the 6th grade and childcare is not available. You're leaving your children at home by themselves in very remote areas, no support of academics, sometimes no transportation if your child wants to do athletics and you have to work outside of the area. Most of the members of our community don't work in the community because there's not jobs. Well, not a lot of jobs in Eastern Montgomery unless you work at the school. So for me, when the Boys and Girls Club was an option at Shawsville Middle School, it originally started as a safe place for Jack to have a place with adults, supervision, to work on school. Seeing it over the past 6 years grow and expand to the high school, grow and expand to our elementary school, the reduced zero cost. I participated with 2 children in the previous child care program at the elementary school, and that was majority of my paycheck was to pay for child care because I worked out of town and I needed a place for them to be before school opened, before the bus ran. So it's not been just phenomenal for my experience specific to Jack or my daughter, who's now a member as well at the middle school, but for the community as a whole. During the pandemic, when we would go to the middle school to use the Wi-Fi, because originally we didn't have Wi-Fi at our home when the pandemic started, and to see their staff with warm meals, no questions asked, families can pull up and get meals, that's huge in our community. I don't know the exact percentage of those that live under the poverty level, but it's significant. And the community has been like that for decades, but it was the Boys and Girls Club that came and offered that opportunity, no other organization. So I'm thankful for our experience, my personal one for my children, but for the community as a whole, because you can see it, you can see the impact. So thank you for coming to Eastern Montgomery, for giving us a safe place, to giving warm meals, responsibilities and expectations, not just for my children, but